Hello again, it's Miss Pam from the Hancock branch of the Washington County Free Library, and today I'm going to talk about cats. Well, first I want to introduce you to this cat friend that you may recognize. He is our library mascot. He is Sneaks the cat. But today Sneaks is not quite himself. He's dressed up as a fairy tale character in celebration of our summer reading club theme, Imagine Your Story. It says here right on my t-shirt, Imagine Your Story. Actually, there's Sneaks too. But let's see if we can figure out what Sneaks is. He is wearing a hat, a fancy hat with a pretend feather, fancy belt with a fancy belt buckle, and these pretty neat shoes that aren't really shoes. They're kind of special. Let's see, what are they? They're very high. And let's see. They're boots. Okay, so he is wearing boots, fancy hat, fancy belt, and he's a cat. So what do you think he is dressed up as? Who is his fairy tale character? Let's see. Boots, hat, belt, cat. Cat, hat, not cat in a hat. Cat, boots. I know. He's Puss in Boots. Okay, so Puss in Boots is going to come sit here for now while I finish our story time. But if you are doing the Passport to Reading, you will find Sneaks somewhere in our windows out front, and you can come and find him. In the meantime, I am going to tell you a story about this little guy here. This is Scat the cat. He's a chubby little black cat. But one day, Scat decided he was tired of being black. He wanted to be a new color, so he said, I'm Scat the cat, I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that. And he turned blue. Look at him, he's blue, and he loved being blue. So Scat went down to the pond to look at himself in the water, but he fell in, and he didn't know how to swim. Lucky for him, Timmy the turtle was nearby and helped Scat get back on shore. But now Scat didn't want to be blue anymore. So he said, I'm Scat the cat, I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that. And what color was he now? Let's see. Look at him, he is a beautiful red. So he went walking down the street, but everybody was laughing at him. Who ever heard of a red cat, they said. Well, poor Scat decided he didn't want to be red anymore. So he said, I'm Scat the cat, I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that. Let's see what color he is now. Oh, look at that, he's a beautiful yellow. That's such a nice color. So then Scat went walking in the woods. And who do you think he ran into but his cousin Leo the lion? Grrr, roared Leo. I'm the only cat who can be yellow. Well, Scat decided he better not be yellow anymore. So quickly he said, I'm Scat the cat, I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that. And what color is he now? Look at that. Let's find out what color he is. Scat wanted to play with his brothers and sisters and in the grass. He tried to play with them, but he was green like the grass, and they couldn't see him. Oh, poor guy. Poor kitty. So Scat finally decided that he didn't want to be blue or red or green or yellow anymore. So he said, I'm Scat the cat, I'm sassy and fat, and I can change my color just like that. And what is he now? Oh, look at that. He's back to his old self again. Now Scat decided that being himself was the best thing to be. And you know what? Being yourself is the best thing you can be too, because there's nobody else that's just like you. And we like you just the way you are. So I hope you really enjoyed this story. All right, so now I'd like to talk about just a few of the books that we have about cats. So let's see. We have lots of them, but I'm only going to talk about a couple. So this one is very cute. It's called Naughty Kitty, and it's by Adam Stower. Now this is Lily. And Lily's mommy lets her get a cat. But Lily thinks cats might be a little boring, but she soon finds out that she can't leave her cat alone for 1 minute because the cat gets into things and makes big messes. But is it really Lily's cat that's making the mess? You could maybe look at the cover and guess the answer to that. So this is a fun book to read. Okay, this book is a good book to read if you have younger siblings that drive you crazy. And maybe you could read it to your younger siblings. This is called Pepper and Poe, and it's by Fran Preston Gannon. Now this is Pepper. And Pepper is enjoying a life as an only kitty where she can eat whatever she wants, eats her food with nobody bothering her, or play with her toys and mess with the dog and just have a good time being an only kitty. But then along comes Poe. Poe is a little kitten, and just like any other younger brother or sister, Poe likes to get into Pepper's toys and her food and just bother her. And this is a good book because it teaches about becoming friends and learning how to get along together. So I think this is a book you'll enjoy. And this is the last one I'm going to talk about today. This is one of my very favorite books in the world. And this one is called Skippy John Jones, and it's by Judy Schechner. Now this little guy here is a Siamese cat, but this little sassy kitty boy thinks he's a Chihuahua. And he has a big imagination. So Skippy John likes to imagine that he's El Skipito and that he has a bunch of Chihuahua imaginary friends. And they love to go on adventures and drive poor Skippy John's mother crazy. And the fun thing about this book is you're not just sitting and reading, you're being active, you're clapping and you're singing and you're just having a really good time. So this is a really fun book to read. And there's also others in this series, and they're all just as much fun. So hopefully you'll enjoy that one. All right, before we finish, our very last thing is we're going to make one of our little kitty friends here. I can't have a cat at home because my husband is allergic, so I made my own cat. And now you're going to make one too. And all you need, where is it? Okay, is a paper tube. That was a little short, but a pair of scissors and something to write with. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make your kitty cat's legs and tail, and all it is 3 cuts. So the first one is going to be, you're going to start at the corner here, at the very, very corner, and you're going to come up away from the corner and then down into a triangle. So you have a triangle. The next one you're going to do, you can make it either another triangle or kind of a finger shape, like that. So there's 1, there's 2. Now the third one is a half triangle. So you're going to come up from the, there's a triangle. Okay. The next one is just a half triangle from the bottom. Sorry, I got that backwards because I'm looking at it upside down. Like that. So it's kind of almost a half triangle. All right, so you have 3 shapes. A full triangle, a finger shape, or another triangle, and then a half triangle. So now you're just going to cut your 3 shapes. 1, 2. Let's get that done. Come on, here we go. It's a nice thick tube. And then your triangle. Now you got to make sure you have that point in the corner because that's going to be your kitty's tail. So then you cut that. And then you open your tube up. And then you flip up the kitty's tail like that. Like that. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 legs that the kitty can sit at like that. So now you need to do your kitty's head. So you go to where the tail is and you put your finger right there and you just press down on the back, and then you turn it around, and just in front of that you press down again. So you end up with ears. 1, 2 ears for your kitty. There you go. So the only thing left to do, okay, I got a little bit too much over there. The only thing left to do now is to draw a face. So you do 2 eyes. I just do little circle eyes because they're easy. And a little kitty nose, that's kind of an oval, sideways oval. Fill that in. And then a little kitty mouth, that's little bows coming down. And looks like a kitty smile. Meow. And then whiskers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there is your little kitty friend. And there's the kitty's tail. And the best thing about these cats is that you don't have to remember to feed them and you don't have to clean the litter box. Well, that is all I have today, and I'm very glad you could be with me, and I'm hoping that I can see you in person again really soon. Have a good rest of your summer. Bye-bye.